What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Get Certified. Well, take out the debugger. Just went off. So, as we start, my name is Manak, and I'm your guide to help you get your next ABAP certificate. So, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do that, so that I know that you're actually interested in learning these courses. So, let us continue from where we left off in the last video. We talked a great deal of UI tools which are at our disposal to make our debugging much easier and functionally more viable. So we are going to continue with the last part of this chapter 2, which is about debugger program. So we are going to talk about the buttons which are available to us. These are huge. These are really important in debugging your code. So the first button, what is that? This is the single step function. The second one is an execute function. The third one is a return function. The last continuous execution. So the button also provides a way to set a breakpoint, create a watch point, or as already I told you, save the layout configuration. So there's three options, and then just below the application toolbar, as you can see, you will find the information regarding the current code being executed, and you will see this is the program and the name of the include or program of the source currently being executing. And right below that, the program event and the name of the event currently executing, so which is, for example, the start of selection in our case. Just to the right of the program name, which is you would find the current line that is being executed. For us, it's line number 8. And the button right directly below this line, it positions the screen to show this line in the source code tool. So this is currently line number 8, so this helps us to position the screen to show this line number in the source code. And this blue button, the blue I button, displays the program attributes of the source code. So if you click right here, so it'll give you all the information regarding this source code. And this button, if you click, actually opens up the source code in a new window. So right ahead, if you new window, there you go, you can open up the source code by clicking that button from your new debugger. So to the right, you would have two variables. One is your system sub-RC. So this is the system variable which contains the statement return code. So based on the different return code of the executing program, the values would be different. So we are going to talk about how it works exactly in the future videos, where I actually we'll write a sample report and check the different status of this standard system variable, sorry. And the next is the system tabix, the system variable which contains the internal table last row accessed. Well, but you can overwrite either or both simply by typing over the name. So basically you can change by writing over the names. So most of the screen is used to display the desktop or tool area. Unlike the classic debugger, the larger part of your screen or the higher your screen resolution, the more data can be displayed. The variable fast display, which is this screen, has currently 6 tabs, as you can see. So the first two are provided empty, and you can either type, you can either go ahead and type the variable name, or as I told you, you can double you can double click on the system, or you can double click on your variable, and it'll actually load up the variable right here. And the third tab, which is local, shows all the local variables for the current program monetization unit, and the fourth is the global, so it loads up all the global variables. So the variables fast display tool on the first two tabs also provide a button to select two different objects into a comparison. So let us I have one single, but well, if you had two variables right here, you could actually click on this and you could make a comparison between the two, and actually have a look the differences. What you can do, or else what you can do is you can actually click to the difference tab. So this also has the same functionality, so you can write up with two variables, and you can actually compare the two values. Well, finally, it is also possible to change how secondary tools, for example, the editor, are opened either in a new parallel window or in the current window. It is also possible to customize the behavior of the navigation to detail views and where the variables will be displayed and when clicked on from the current code. So from I guess from the release of NetWafer 7, you have a new tab on the variable fast, which is called auto. Its use is intuitive, but not that useful as of now. There's another, as of release 7, you have a new button following the four step functions, which is called step size. Well, this button, what this does is it toggles the size of the single step from normal line debugging to statement debugging. So after you switch to statement debugging, this auto tab is populated with the results of the functional expressions when the single step is used. Well, there were several other functionalities which were introduced in after the release of SAP NetWafer 7. Well, there is now the ability to use the debugging scripting. So you can this tab right here. So this can be accessed through one of the new transactions which has been introduced, which is SAS. So there you go. So this debugging scripting, I will talk about the detailed functionalities in the later videos, but know that you can access this transaction through TCode SAS. So one new feature we think is very useful and will become more useful is software layer over debugging, which is the transaction SLAF. No, SLAD. SLAD is a NIMS transaction. There you go. So this also is an underutilized transaction. Just to give you an example where we can use this. Now, say you had a program that provides an extension to a standard functionality where that extension is not working properly. So depending on whether you want to enter the debugger, you end up wading through the standard code for what it feels like days. So the last example involved a custom button on ALV report. If you drop into the debugger with a /h prior to clicking on the custom button, you drop into the SALV code and then you have to debug until control passes back to the report. Now with SLAD transaction, it is possible directly to enter the debugger exactly where you want. The process starts with this transaction SLAD, and what you do is first you go from the profile tab to the objects set and the sets, And then what you do is you go right ahead to the create button for an object set. So let's click on it. So you have the object set. So let's have a let's give you a test run on what to put. So let's put ZOS my program, and in the description let's go ahead and write our description, say object set for my program, and then go ahead and press OK. There you go. So next, then you define what the selection set will contain. So selection package, basically you have different options. So let's go ahead and select the program class, and you will have, after clicking on the button, what you have to do is you define what to include. So let us click on this button, and then at this point in your program you have to define what to include. So in our example, we are interested in the Z program, allowing us to treat all of the customer developed code as a layer. So let's give Z a star, and let's go ahead. There you go. Object set contains valid object. Now let's create a profile to use in the debugger. So there you go. Let's go ahead in the profile, and then go ahead and click on the create profile button. Let's give the name of the profile as my profile or my program, for example, and then let's give a sample description. Say it's program, sorry, that's a profile for my programs. There you go. Hit the OK button. So save changes. That's correct. I would like to. So we click on yes, and let's save it as a local object because I just want to show you an example rather than saving it under a. There you go, successfully saved. So in the local object you would have the my program, which we selected. There you go. Now, so in your in the session with your problem report, what you do is you click on /h as you would do in the to launch your debugger, and then you click on the button you want to debug. Into the debugger, where you click on configure debugging layer, select the layer over debugger active checkbox, and then pick your profile as with the same name as you have stated in the profile using the SLAD transaction. And after picking your profile, you will notice that a new button has appeared between the continue and the step box, which is called the next object button. So once you click on the next object set button, the program continues execution until you are back in your program when the object set in your profile is accessed. So that's it for this video. In the next one we'll have a small quiz where you can test your knowledge about debuggers. So see you in the next one, and thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you guys.